Before we dive into the world of horror and the Smile franchise, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. As a longtime horror movie enthusiast, I must say that the opening scene of Smile 2 uh, left me quite disheartened. The tragic demise of Officer Joel, with his extensive police background and keen intellect, had crafted an ingenious plan to outsmart the dreadful entity that haunts the lives of its victims. We're speaking with Fire 7, and the mighty wants to read down for a dreadful. Moreover, um, his strategy was not only clever, but also morally just, aiming to bring justice to criminals while ensuring his own survival. In contrast to debuting 2 years following the initial film, Smile 2 starts merely a week after the incidents in Smile. Um, Swiftly, it illustrates how the terrifying entity migrated from Rose to Sky Riley, the protagonist of Smile 2. Um, the Smile series, a relatively new horror franchise helmed by director Parker Finn, revolves around an enigmatic force known as the entity anti. This entity invades innocent victims and haunts them with nightmarish visions of people smiling. Or instead of creating a standalone story for Smile 2, this sequel maintains several links to the original film from 2022. These connections elucidate the specific ways in which the events depicted in Smile pave the way for those in Smile 2. The most conspicuous connection between the two films is evident in the opening scene, where Rose's former boyfriend, Joel, reappears to pass the entity on to another victim. Uh, Joel returns 6 days after Smile's ending at the beginning of Smile 2. Joel is portrayed as Rose's former boyfriend, who is also a police officer in the original film, Smile. As Rose is plagued by the entity, she seeks Joel's assistance to uncover its secrets and put an end to it. However, their efforts are unsuccessful, and at the conclusion of Smile, uh, Joel witnesses Rose's demise of Robin. Um, at the outset of Smile 2, viewers find Joel driving into a peaceful suburban area, armed with weapons and wearing a ski mask, targeting an oblivious victim. In essence, given the plotline, it seems logical that Joel was chosen to guide viewers from Smile to Smile 2, because he is destined to be the entity's next victim. And, after witnessing Rose's death, it's likely that the entity started haunting Joel with his own demise, imminent just a week away. However, since he gained knowledge about the entity through Rose, he has an advantage in understanding the situation, as demonstrated by the opening scene of Smile 2, Joel's plan to pass the curse and live explained. In the beginning of Smile 2, Joel's strategy is quite intriguing. Uh, Instead of meeting his end, he chooses to execute a daring plan. He trails a suspected criminal into his residence. Inside, Joel attempts to slay the criminal while another murderer is present. This was done with the expectation that this act would make the entity witness to the crime. In essence, Joel utilized his police officer skills to create a strategy that not only ensured his survival, but also aimed to punish criminals. As a movie enthusiast, I must commend Joel for his ingenious approach in the sequel. What sets him apart is his shrewd exploitation of the smile loophole, a detail that adds an intriguing layer to the narrative. But in the initial film, we learn that the only means for the entity to be transferred is either by committing suicide in front of a witness or by murdering someone in their presence. How Joel's plan goes wrong in Smile 2's opening scene, in an unforeseen turn of events. Joel's plan to flee from the entity doesn't work out as planned. After killing one criminal in full view of the other, a gunfight ensues, leading Joel to inadvertently kill a bystander. To his dismay, Joel later finds out that another person, Lewis, a small-time drug dealer, was hiding in the room and witnessed the entire ordeal, thereby inherited the entity. However, as Joel makes a final attempt to leave the house, now free of the entity, he steps into the road and is struck by a car, ultimately meeting his demise. If Lewis had not interfered with Joel's strategy, it could have been an effective method to employ the entity. Instead of confronting the monster directly, Joel intended to transfer it to a criminal associate, potentially passing the entity on to other criminals. Why Joel dies in the beginning of Smile 2, in essence, it's understandable that Joel met his end at the start of Smile 2, though it was undeniably disheartening. By sacrificing himself, Joel left Lewis without anyone to confide in when he started experiencing the entity's torment. And Lewis was essentially compelled to navigate this haunting without understanding its true nature. He had no one to turn to for help. There's a strong feeling that the entity's power was unavoidable in the movie Smile, though Joel managed to break free from the entity. He ultimately met his demise. This might have been due to him being preoccupied with Lewis, but it could also be the film's method of illustrating that the entity's grasp is unstoppable. Even when a character manages to escape, they are still tormented by the awareness that the entity is out there. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.